This episode of the Date Podcast is sponsored by Bopsy. Meet up to 6 people over mobile video. It's video speed dating. Download Bopsy in the Google Play Store or iTunes. Check out bopsy.com.
We know you love us, but the information on our podcast is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only. I understand I'm both an LPC and an LMFT. However, this is not intended as a substitute for professional services of any kind. If you or anyone you know needs professional help, please seek mental health services.
Hey everybody, it's Zorric.
And Emma.
Host of the Date Podcast. We're so excited to do another show for you today. We have a few thought-provoking topics, or actually just one really deep topic we like to discuss. Emma.
Yep.
How long do you wait until you have that, what are we now? How long? The first date?
Oh my gosh. No, not the first date.
Okay. Soon?
Nope, not soon.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a little embarrassed to say.
Okay. Well, as you ponder your answer, we're going to talk about when you should and when you shouldn't, and the signs you should look for whenever it's time. And we'll talk about that.
But first, we like to ask for your help. We're available on iTunes and Google Play. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Also, tell your friends about the podcast. We appreciate the feedback and support. If you have any questions, comments, or show topics you'd like for us to discuss, you can drop us a note at hello@datepodcast.com or on @datepodcast on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah. Okay, so... So Emma, it's summertime. And just a random question for you.
Oh my gosh.
It's hot. What do you think about dates outside when it's 110 degrees?
Okay, so I think we all know that I am someone who like freckles, right? Freckling is me.
Yeah.
I like to freckle.
So you love hot and sexy.
No, I've come to the conclusion now that like I'm over 30.
You're over 30?
I'm over 30.
Are you over 30?
You came to my birthday party.
Did I really?
You came to my birthday party and rode the unicorn floaty.
Did I really? There may or may not be photos of that, guys. So.
There are photos of that. I'm just going to say that there are now because you came to my birthday party and you forgot that you came to my birthday party.
I thought this was like your 28th or something like that.
I mean, thank you. You also came to my surprise 30th party.
Well, they're booing me because I did not know that. So, okay. So, anyways.
Oh my gosh.
We digress. So
I'm over 30, and apparently, like being over 30 and being in over 100-degree weather don't mix.
What is? Okay. You melt.
I melt. I sweat. And like. When people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so hot. I'm one of those that's like, oh my gosh, I'm so hot. So I'm okay being outside in very like minimal time. And then I have to come back inside and cool off. And then I can go outside.
Sit on an ice cube.
Yeah.
Like in cartoons.
Yeah.
It's really hot like lately for some reason. Global warming.
A little bit.
Or,
in general. Yeah.
But it's really hot, and so I like doing outdoorsy things. I like top golf. I like parks.
Yep.
But I say it's great if you dress correctly.
Yes.
Because if you're like in jeans and like a blazer and
Do you have a story that you need to share?
No, I'm just saying everyone should dress appropriately when you're going on a date outside.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if it's so hot, you're going to look like a freaking lobster.
Yep.
Because you're going to be like, your head's going to be like
I mean,
ashen.
your scalp will burn if you don't put sunscreen on it.
Okay, anyways, I just had to get that off my chest because...
you know what? Something that is fun to do at night is in the summer...
Make out.
No. I haven't done that in a while, so no.
No? No making.
Not making out.
Uh-huh.
Zorric is like crying right now. Is riding scooters. I hate you.
What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
You did it over me saying it.
Okay. It's serious. This is serious talk.
Riding scooters.
Oh, that's a new thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
My eyes are like watering because
Yeah, he has like real like man tears coming from his
Yes.
eyes right now.
I used to be a crocodile, but then I turned into a chicken because I'm crying. Chickens don't cry, do they?
Wait, is what?
Crocodiles don't cry, do they?
I don't know.
Oh. Do
I
elephants,
thought you were like just telling me some random story.
do elephants cry?
I don't know. Why? Why?
Where are we going with this? Oh, okay. So there's-
Riding scooters in summer nights is fun, and I think it's like a really fun first date idea, or maybe second date. Maybe not first, but second date for sure.
I need to check my budget. How much does that cost?
It's $1 to rent the scooter, and then I think it's like 15 cents a minute. So like
Oh,
that can
okay.
add up.
Can you share one scooter together? Would that be romantic? Like I'd put my arms around her as she's driving.
I went riding scooters with my sister and her boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
I was totally the third wheel, but it's okay. And
Okay, go ahead.
no, we did not try to ride two scooters together, but apparently like people have seen two people ride scooters together.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how romantic it is when you're both like sweating on the scooter.
Oh,
'cause
sweat
it's
is so hot.
so.
I mean, that salty sweat in my mouth, just like like her long hair, like in my face,
like whipping you.
and whipping me as she's driving, and she looks like the man.
I don't even know how fast you can go. Like we didn't test that out. So I think we're going to go again either this weekend or next and ride scooters again at night. So you might see me out in the streets of downtown
Okay, we'll
Dallas
make sure
/ uptown.
Anyone who hangs out there, please take pictures of Emma and send it to hello@deadpodcast.com. We'll put it on Instagram.
If I find out who you are taking pictures of me that are not flattering, I will find you.
It's gonna be Oprah. She's gonna take a picture of you. Okay. What was the point of that?
You asked me what is like something about summer and activities.
Oh, yeah. What if I was like, Emma, let's get on this scooter, you and me.
If it's noon in the day, I'm gonna say no. If it's midnight, I'll say yes.
No, I'll say it's noon, but you have to be naked.
God, no, I'm not doing that to the universe. Like, I appreciate my body and I have great self-confidence, but that's not something I'm willing to do.
Okay, so no naked scooter.
No
for
nudity.
you. Okay. Next topic.
I need to take that iPad away from him.
So here, I get this question all the time from friends.
Okay.
They're always asking me, okay. Well, the title of this article is, "This is how long you should date someone before you make it official, according to a relationship expert."
Mm-hmm.
Emma, you've had time to answer this question.
Oh my gosh.
How long should somebody, not you, how long should somebody wait? Article aside. Article aside.
Article aside, I think it's really dependent on you and this person. I think it's dependent on, like, do you feel, do you believe, do you think that you want to be in a exclusive relationship with this person? And if the answer is yes, then I think that's when you need to have the conversation.
But my question is, what? Okay, so there's no time, you're saying. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your point, Zorric? What were you trying to get me to?
I just wanted to get your
I
take
feel
on it.
like you were trying to trick me into something.
No, it was not.
Okay.
How dare you? So this article is from theinsider.com, written by Lindsay Dogson, and really she talks about how dating apps make it more confusing with all the possibilities, all the matches, all the swiping,
All the FOMO.
all the FOMO. I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't settle down with her because there could be another better person out there, or him.
And there's not.
And there is, but there isn't.
That's true.
There isn't, and there isn't. And what's interesting here is that they said it's just, again, with the apps, it's harder to decide. Very hard. And you can't ask too early because it's kind of like if you ask too early, it's like getting the diploma without doing the work. It's the same thing. It's like, hey, we didn't work for it. I feel like the longer you wait, the better it feels whenever it does happen.
So how long would you wait, Zorric?
Well, it's fireworks when it happens with me. But I would wait. It just depends for me. I'm in the same. But I also think there's a time limit too. You can't wait forever.
Right.
Yeah. I think 1 month. You should know. You should at least be exclusive. And there's like so many different like terms you can use nowadays.
Right.
Like exclusive. Am I your boyfriend, girlfriend? Are we dating just each other? And it's confusing. But I think, to me, it's between 1 month and 2 months. And that's my story.
I'm about to go on my rant that I feel like all of these like extra terms that were created for relationships were
Preach it.
like men just not wanting to be in a relationship, so they just came up with like all this creative
Why do you
crap.
have to say men? Why do you
Because
have to?
I am a woman.
Wait.
I am a woman that has been troubled by men. So therefore, in my situation, it's a woman against the man.
What did you just say? Okay, so we created that.
I feel okay. So like for me, right? Because I'm in relationships with men.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Oh, Echo's mad at you.
Echo is mad at me.
Go
Quiet,
ahead.
Echo.
Go ahead.
That like I feel like these are just like creative terms that were just done to kind of help them not be in relationships better. If that was even possible. Because it's like, I can't use the term exclusive, but we're not seeing other people. That is exclusive.
I agree.
That's stupid.
That is ridiculous. But I maybe it's the guys out there who are afraid of commitment. They're like,
yes, and that just makes me so angry. Like, if you're afraid of commitment, just say it and let's move on.
Yeah.
No, don't. This article, okay, it's going to stir up a lot of anger inside of me.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like, women do it too. To be fair, women do it too. So, yeah, blah, 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 equality. Okay, but right now, like, I'm stuck in my little feminine mind. So I'm going to be more hateful towards men. So I apologize now.
MS feminine.
Sure,
Anyways.
I am a female.
You are. But I think also men are scared sometimes to define that relationship. And they just like feel.
Oh gosh, what the heck was that?
It's a guy
What was that? It sounds like it should be in a horror movie. What's wrong with you?
That's what some guys think. They think, oh my gosh, commitment. That means I will not be able to sow my wild oats anymore because I have to just sow it with one plant.
And I'm rolling my eyes at that statement because I know that's a very like.
Okay. I'm not justifying that.
No, right, but I know that it's a statement that other people make.
Yeah.
And like the more passionate that I get, the more that I will stutter. So.
Yeah.
Be aware of that now.
Yeah. Okay. And what's interesting too in this article is that it says a study by Jewelers F. Hines found that nearly a quarter of people might consider themselves in a relationship after kissing.
Oh my gosh.
Each other.
Who are these people?
I want to know if there's tongue or no tongue. If it's a nice like a dog tongue like deep kiss,
Ew.
then maybe. But we know the stat, Emma. 50% of people kiss on the first date.
That's
we know that.
true. And the 50% that doesn't.
Second date, or it could
Right.
be after.
Right.
Whatever it may be. But that's interesting too. And while 27% would label it a relationship if it was a friends with benefit situation. So if you hook up with a man or woman, then 27% of people think that you're in a relationship. And for me, I sometimes tend to think I'm in a relationship because I get freaking attached to you.
Yep.
We have sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like taking my pants off and we're going for it.
Oh my gosh. I can't. Why do you use that sound? I don't understand why you even have it.
No, but I'm just saying that there's a connection with the mind and sex. We get more attached.
Get it? Mm-hmm.
And the more you date and have sex, it just makes it confusing.
It amplifies it.
When there's no label.
Right.
And we're all thinking, what are we? What are we? What are we? And sometimes we just keep trudging along, keep doing it, and then someone just kind of just falls out of interest or whatever it may be.
Right.
So,
or again, they're just afraid of commitment and are not willing to take the next step with you.
Yeah. So, psychologist Claire Stott.
Oh yeah.
Stott. Currently a data analyst at a dating app called Badoo, which also owns Bumble, which is owned by the Russians. Fact. After a couple of months, you're perfectly entitled to get some answers, which is fine.
Right.
2 months. That's a long time.
It is a long time.
Today, because everyone's dating multiple people, and people are in your life, out your life, and 2 months, I think is a good 3 months, and that's it. Like if the dude or the woman can't define anything, it's over. Like,
well,
get your butt out of there because somebody is stalling.
Yeah, and it wasn't me. Well,
wait, what are you talking about?
I was in a relationship until like a few weeks ago.
Okay, what happened?
But it wasn't a labeled relationship by him because of the commitment issues. But when we first started the like relationship, because I was very clear about it. Like, you may not call it that, but I'm going to call it that. So that's what it's going to be. I waited 3 months, and of course he said no. And so then like 3 months.
Wait, hold on. Did you ask him or did?
Yeah, I asked him.
You're like, what are we? Or we've been together for 3 months. We've been going on dates. We've been spending a lot of time together. What are we?
Yeah.
Anyways.
And I said, because I would like for this to be exclusive, boyfriend, girlfriend, committed, or heading towards that way.
How did he tip?
As long as it's exclusive. Not well. He, I hate you.
0.0.
Yeah, it was more of a, if you want to date other people, that's okay.
Oh,
and I was like, so does that mean you're going to be dating other people? And silence. So I was like, all right, so I guess you're okay if I'm dating other people. And he's like, yeah, if you feel like you need to date other people, like, you're more than welcome to do that. And I'm like, okay, but you have the option, like,
that's a shitty statement.
Don't.
Because he knows damn well that you want to date him, right? And so why would you broach the subject?
Right.
Yeah. And I'm sure that you were giving him whatever you give him. Like the sassy attitude.
I wish y'all could have seen Zorric like dancing in his chair. It was like a sway, like side to side, like his whole like upper body was.
I'm trying to be a female, like I don't know, but I'm sure you gave him all of the cues.
Right.
That said, yeah, but in your mind you're like, no.
Right. No, I don't think I ever like externally said. I totally agree that we should see other people. I think externally, like, it was said that, oh no, like, I want to be exclusive with you, and I'm asking you to be exclusive with me.
Well, how long has he been single, by the way?
I think it was like a year and a half to maybe 3 before he met me.
Did he have like some traumatic ex?
Apparently he did, that he like refused to ever talk about, because I was kind of hoping that maybe if he did, we could like work through that. Yeah,
because you get gun shy if there's like a bad trip.
Right.
You get like a bad trip or a bad experience.
For sure. Like, I met his mom.
Oh.
Yep.
That's pretty serious.
You, my sister. So.
And I met him briefly. Did I?
Yeah, you did.
But I didn't really talk to him. But I think.
This was also around the time that I was like, all right, like, I need to break up with him. And it didn't happen. So I was trying to keep him at bay because I knew that this person didn't want to commit, like, after we had this conversation. And so I was just like, I don't need to be with this person that doesn't want to commit.
Yeah.
And then my beautiful lady brain told me differently.
Beautiful lady brain.
That was, like, with rose-colored glasses of love put over.
Yes, yeah.
Or maybe lust,
Lust and love. You were all into him, and it was great when you guys were together. But then when you realized that, hey, what are we?
Yeah.
Like, oh crap. Like,
So then after a year of having that conversation, I just got tired of it, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm done. So I've been free of him for a while now.
freedom. Yeah. So now you can date whoever you want to date.
Exactly. And the thing is that I was still dating people when I was with him too, because
Yeah.
I had the freedom to do it. Like we weren't exclusive.
Do you think that's like the best relationship though? Like no commitments?
Probably on his end, not on mine.
Yeah. So, okay.
I carried a lot of like guilt for that.
Yeah. Because I guess you got the relationship aspect. You guys had the quality time, right?
For sure.
But you also were able to do what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
No strings. You can hang out with your friends. You can throw parties. And he's not around.
Right, because, I mean, he was not invited.
No, he's not invited. But I don't know. But I guess in your like point in your life, you want something that's more stable. And me too.
Yes,
Me too, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
So what is the longest that you've waited? You said like 3 months is max for you?
If that.
Okay.
I mean, it's... Well, with my like last serious
Not after
relationship-
first date, right?
No. I'm like, will you marry me? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, I wait, I think a month for me. But
Okay.
it depends. And they talk about a lot of this here because if you like that person, what the article's saying, you don't want them dating anyone else, like you said.
Right.
Right? So he was dating other people and you were dating other people. But when you find that person, which I hope everybody, I know everyone listening will find that person because Emma will find that person. I will find that person.
You know what, though? Some of us are just not meant to be in relationships, and that's okay.
No, we all like.
There's a few of us that are asexual out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I am. Maybe I'm just meant to be an old maid.
Well, I like sex, so I don't know what you're talking about. That's a different story. And it also says here, this is very, very a good point, but you don't want to scare them off.
Right.
So, like, if you bring it up, which you did bring it up, like sometimes when a woman brings it up to me, I get scared off a little bit because maybe I wasn't ready. But if she was the right person, I would have probably brought it up myself.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm that hunter-gatherer. If I like you, I'm gonna like bonk you over the head, and you'll be my. I'm like a caveman. You're
mine.
You're mine. But it sucks because, I'm telling you, Emma, I get this question a lot from people. Like we've been dating for a month. We've been dating for 2 months. We've had 10 dates, and I like him, but he hasn't asked me. And they ask me, should I ask him, like, where are we or what are we?
Right.
And I say yes, even though this says no. But why? So my reasoning is, why put you through all this crap? Because you're getting stressed, more stress in your life that you don't need. And if it's at that point where you're asking me and all your friends, it's time. Just ask them.
I agree with that to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's better to know than to not know. I also think that there are some guys out there that are just a little bit more shy,
Yeah.
right? Who are probably very hesitant to bring this conversation up. And so I think that it's helpful for the woman to bring it up, right?
Yeah.
However, like, I'm 100% on board that, like, if the guy wants you enough, I'm a big believer of that, which is why it was really difficult for even me to have that, like, conversation with this guy, was because I am, like, yes, I'm a type A person, and I feel like I'm very dominant, but when it comes to relationships, like, I am the follower. I will take the lead.
Yeah.
And so it was really difficult for me. Like, one, it was like for my ego, like, no, if you like me enough, like, you should be asking me, like, what's wrong with you for not asking me?
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, like, it was really helpful to get the clarity. So it's like a very, like, twofold conversation, because, like, Because my always my worry, and this is about like the men that I'm dating. It's not about me, and I know it. It's something that they probably need to work out. It's probably like what I'm attracting is that like if I'm too concerned about their ego, then this is not the person I need to be with, and that should have been a warning sign for me.
If they're too concerned
if I'm too concerned about their ego,
how they feel,
yes, then they're probably not the one for me.
Okay.
So if I'm too worried that I'm coming up too aggressive, then they're probably not the one that I'm meant to be with.
Yeah, is there some sort of codependency there too, right?
In what way?
Like because you're like afraid to like make them mad or something, or
not make them mad, but I guess I'm trying to figure out how to explain this in the best way possible without like getting into the big conversation, but I don't think I can. So like for me is okay. So like growing up Hispanic, right? It's always everything is like very like masculine and feminine, right? And so like the man is always the head of the house, right? And then it's the wife, and then it's the kids. And so like growing up in our family, like my dad was the only guy, and then we had my mom and my two sisters. So it was a very female-dominated house. But no matter what, if Edith, my sister, and I wanted to do anything, we always had to ask my mom, and then our mom would be like, "No, you need to ask your dad," because my dad had final authority over it.
Gotcha.
Right? And so
it's like a company.
Yeah. Right. So for me, like to this day, that's kind of a message that I've had. So like where I look up to my dad. And so like I have his approval in everything that I do. And so like I think that's something that I've taken and turned into relationships where it's like I want the guy's approval. However, the more that I've grown up, the more that I'm like, I'm tired of feeding into a man's ego, thinking that like I need him.
You need to need him, or you need his approval.
Right.
Yeah.
Because to me, like if I'm gonna get anyone's approval, like it's only going to be like my dad's.
Yeah, but I think also you need his approval and he needs your approval. Maybe it should be both ways.
Yes. And so, but for me, like if I'm making the first move and the guy finds it too aggressive or too overwhelming, then that's on him, not me. So like I need to be able to like see that difference, that like it's not me being too aggressive, it's him not being able to handle the fact that he's not like taking the lead in this when he hasn't wanted to take the lead. Yeah,
or maybe he has issues with confrontation.
Right.
And maybe he thinks it's going to be an argument or something like that, so he's trying to like keep the peace. But I also think you're right. I think the man should kind of take the lead and so he would say no. Is that what he would say? With let's be exclusive, or?
Right. So and then like just in the relationship in general, like he always kind of took he never took really the lead, so it was always me. Or at least it felt that way. He might have a different point of view. He probably does have a different point of view. And I think that that's one of the reasons why like I had a little bit more resentment too, was because it felt like all the decisions that we made were left up to me because he was indifferent about making decisions.
Was he indifferent? Oh, in general he was. He wasn't a leader. So I mean that just gives you more validation that he wasn't the guy for you. And you had all these flags
that I ignored.
That you ignored and that we would tell you about, but it's okay.
I know.
Love you.
I know.
Your friends are always right.
I know.
But it sucks, but you live and you learn, right?
Yeah.
So what?
Now I moved on.
You'll be better and stronger.
Exactly.
And you'll know what you want in your next relationship.
And my sister already knows that I cannot be around him for a while.
Who?
Because they're friends. My sister and this dude are friends. Yeah. It adds on a little bit more chaos.
Yeah, that is very chaotic.
Yes. So all in all, ladies,
Tell us.
I feel like if you make the move and the guy is comfortable with it, he will most likely say, yes, I want to be in the relationship. And there's probably going to be some relief in the fact that you've said it. If the guy like doesn't want to be in the relationship with you, he's going to skirt around it.
Well, he better have a good damn reason, right? He better be able to justify. Right. But some of us are not good at that and cowards and And that gives you validation that this dude is not
right,
not the one for you.
Exactly. So and the same thing goes for like, you know, like like men. So like if men are gonna have this conversation with women, like, you know, like we're gonna I validate you guys that this is a nerve-wracking, you know, relationship.
You know, I've had this conversation recently.
Oh my gosh.
I've had
Off air, I need to ask with who.
No, this was like 3 months ago. I think 3 months ago.
Is it the one that I already know about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we hung out a lot. We would not really a lot, but like once a week.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
We would text a few times a week, which that was a red flag because I would always initiate text and initiate hanging out.
Yeah.
But I liked the person enough to say, hey, you know, I'd like to be exclusive with you.
Didn't I tell you that this person was not a good idea?
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay.
And then she was like, oh, I just kind of like it the way it is. And, you know, I didn't know, you know, I thought we were just kind of dating for now. And I'm like, no, like, yeah, so I felt like there was some momentum.
Right.
Like we were moving forward.
Which I'll validate you in that there was some momentum. You guys were hanging out a lot. Yeah.
And like when I was asking her that, you know, like as a man, it freaking sucks.
Yes.
And, you know, broaching that subject.
Were you sweating?
I was sweating. But anyways, I asked her, and she said, not right now, and end of story.
Yes.
Yeah, so, but there were some red flags too, just like you saw.
Yes.
Like, you can see effort.
Uh-huh.
Effort with when someone's not a part of your plans or a part of their plans. Or like I was not a part of her plans. Like she would not make time for me unless I would call a few weeks in advance and make, you know, like
right.
It's ridiculous. Or
it was crazy. Like she had to fit you into her schedule like a month in advance or something.
No one's that busy. You're not like the most busiest person in the
world.
You're
not the Queen of England.
No.
Stop it.
No. And also like you can text somebody.
Yep.
Like people who are your priority, like you'll text.
Yes.
Right? So that didn't happen. And I saw those things. And this article does talk about how we see these, we're living in rose-colored glasses sometimes.
We do.
And we're in we like this person so much, just like you did and like your friends knew. But the way to tell.
Infatuation like really screws up our brain.
Yeah. And then when you're physical too. I mean, yes. I keep harping back.
Because I think that becomes, which we're going to talk about this in another future podcast, you guys, where we talk about like love and lust.
Mm-hmm. I need to know what the difference is because I do not know what the difference is.
That is, can't wait to tell you.
I can't wait because I'm going to learn so much.
And I can't wait for y'all to hear what the difference is.
Nice.
I'm going to have to Google it. No, I'm joking.
Tell me the answer.
Google.
So the bottom line here is, it has a lot to do with how often you see this person. Right, Emma? Because you're texting all day. Mm-hmm. You're on the phone. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing them.
Yep.
And based on how often you guys speak with each other and see each other can determine when you should ask this person to be your girlfriend or boyfriend. So some people say 2 months. Some people say 1 month. This article says 2 months.
Yeah.
But this day and age, I'm at work and I'm texting her, or you're texting him, right? And you can have deep conversations on your text, via text message.
For sure, and which I hate. Text, but okay.
But still, you're always communicating with each other.
Right.
Back in the day when this was like the 90s, early 2000s, it was very hard to get a hold of somebody, and it was always in person or over the phone, right? And now it's just there's so many ways to communicate with somebody, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's text messages. So what they say here is it has a lot to do with how often you see the person. And so, for example, if you're seeing this person 3 times a week, so if you live close to this person, then you might be exclusive in less than a month.
Right.
Maybe you see them 4 times a week, and then maybe you're texting at the same time. So you're exchanging a lot of information about beliefs and values, and you're having a lot of witty banter. So that can speed things up. Whereas if you see them once a week,
right,
you're kind of not really texting, maybe like once a week also, then maybe it takes 2, 3 months, 4 months.
Right.
But But then when you throw sex in the equation, it's all changed.
Sex skews everything.
It skews everything. So, and also this is a good point that I should take to, for myself, is that if someone isn't making the time to get to know you properly, they're probably not that interested. So if someone's not initiating, it should be like, to me, yes, the man should pursue, but the woman should also pursue. Also, like,
yes,
maybe like once in a while, like, it
needs to be a balance. Act.
Should it be equal, or should it be men 80%, women 20%?
I think that's up to their relationship to decide. Because if you ask me, like, there's going to be, if you're going to catch me on certain days, I'm going to be like 60-40. I'm the lesser pursuer.
Gotcha.
Because I don't care about the male ego.
Yeah, well, obviously. So the guy you're dating, Emma.
That I was dating.
You were dating. Was he on dating apps?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, because the article says here that if you see them on a dating app, then that means they're not really committed.
Yeah, there were other things that were red flags.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can't talk about that.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's a red flag. So if you're dating somebody, and this has been my scenario too, where I'm dating somebody and all of a sudden I see them on Bumble or Tinder, I'm like, oh.
And sometimes it happens, like, again, like you mentioned that you saw someone come up on your Bumble that's engaged now, and a lot of times, like, we forget we actually have to go through the settings and delete the account versus instead of like logging off and deleting the app.
Yeah. And that's a big tell. That's a big tell.
Unless she just got engaged for the ring.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think he would do that.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
She might.
One thing here, we talked about this a little bit, but introduce them to your friends and see how they react.
Yeah.
I think your friends and also how the guy reacts. Because I think if a guy really wants to be with you, he's going to really try to engage with your group of friends because he wants to make a good impression on you and your friends. And because if I'm going to date you, then I'm going to be interacting with all your friends.
Right.
So I have to build some rapport.
He did a really good job of that. Like, he would engage conversation with people.
But I think that was... Go ahead.
I kept him away from you on purpose, Zorric.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I invited him to that thing that you were too sick to attend.
Oh,
yeah, to the last wine night. I invited him to that. And of course he didn't show up. So like that was officially the last straw for me. It was my wine night that I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
So if he's listening to this, now you know what happened.
So, oftentimes we take our friends for granted, but our friends always know.
My friends knew what was up.
Yeah, they always know. And quite often we get blinded by our feelings, and that's what this article is saying.
Yes.
And so their bottom line is, I think there's 2 points for this article. One, consistency. If you're seeing this person a lot, then their recommendation here is 2 months, but it could be 1 month or less than 1 month. Right? And if everything aligns, you guys have the same values, you guys have talked about a lot of important things like
you've talked about money,
then it's time. But babies and weddings, maybe not weddings. But so Emma.
Yes.
How should a man talk to you about this? Like, let's say,
oh my gosh, I think no matter what, this is an awkward conversation.
It's very awkward.
I don't think that there's like a right way to ever have this conversation.
Should it be like in a coffee shop?
No, I think this needs to be more of a... This is definitely something that needs to happen in the privacy between two people.
So could he like be playing like some sexy music and he can be like...
Oh my gosh, no,
like,
no.
Hey Emma,
no.
We've been dating for so long.
No.
We've been texting.
Bye.
Okay. Or he can play some sexy music to you.
I just imagine a guy with like a silk shirt on with like a mullet right now on a heart-shaped bed.
Emma, my dear.
Ew.
We've been together for so long.
Oh. Nope, I've left already. I have left, and I ran away so quickly.
Sit on my lap.
Ew.
Let me tell you a story.
Ew.
About how my parents got together.
Oh my gosh.
But I digress. It's time for us to be one.
I wish I could see my face right now. It's pure pain.
Okay. That's just my fantasy. Sorry, guys and gals.
Are you gonna wear a mullet, like a wig?
I can. As I shake my hair,
Oh my gosh.
I grab your arm and I say, "Hey, I'm good
And he
over
plays
here."
it again. Oh my gosh. I can't with him.
Should somebody do this over text message?
No.
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 So like, what are we now? Like, if you get a text message that says like, "Hey Emma, we've been together we've been hanging out so long,
No.
so much."
No.
No.
No. No.
What if-
No.
Oh.
No. If you're gonna ask someone to be in a committed relationship with you, you better do it in person.
Mhm.
At least have the decency to do that. I don't care about like technology taking over the world. Like, do it face to face. Don't do it on the phone either. What's wrong with you? Unless like maybe she's like out of the state and all of a sudden like you like wanted to have the conversation with her and she had to like leave, for a trip or something, and you're like, hey, let's FaceTime. Then maybe that's appropriate because you're seeing the face.
Okay. So no text messaging.
No phone calls.
No phone calls.
Do it in person.
How would you want a guy to do it? If you were a man, how would you want him? All right, cue the music.
I'm not.
Come on.
I'm not.
I want to hear it. I'm waiting, Emma.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Why not? She's just staring at me
Yep.
like she doesn't want to participate in this exercise. Okay.
I like to also ruin Zorric's fun, so
Okay.
that's part of the reason why I do what I do.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, bottom line takeaways. What should everyone know and do and follow from this article and our experiences?
Being nervous, it's gonna be okay when you're having this conversation with someone. So just like be in the nervousness, just allow it to maybe like push you like maybe like anxiety, but like an anxiety, right?
Mm-hmm.
So allow that to like push you and drive you to do this and ask someone to be exclusive with you. Just, like kind of go by that feeling. So if you are asking people that you want to have this conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's kind of the time when you need to do it, but also be aware that like it could backfire. And if it does backfire, like dealing with that rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rejection sucks. Like,
Yep.
It's like a hole in your heart. What I would say is, I'm going to talk to men so women can tune out.
Okay, done.
But go for it, right? Because if you like a girl, if you've been out with her for a few times, for a few weeks, for a few months, if you feel that it's going in the right direction, I would say go for it. Because you know what? Life's too short. And she could be the one. And you know what? If you don't go for it, she can be dating somebody else.
Yeah.
And someone can scoop her up, and you're screwed. So that's it, Emma.
Perfect.
Okay. So I hope you guys liked talking about this, because this is a very important topic that everyone talks about. We're in and out of dating relationships, and when do you solidify that? But hopefully we answered a few questions for you. So that's all we have for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any questions, comments, or show topics you'd like for us to discuss, you can drop us a note at hello@datepodcast.com or on @datepodcast on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks.